Hello, this is Gerald Johan van Waas and the educational channel of demonstrations regarding the theory that explains you how letter combinations have a specific meaning and with which you can discover its foundations, its connections, its directions, and its way how it expects you to adapt to the signals that are given by these letters or letter positions, letter formations, and suggestive sound directions, let's say, sound-based directions. All of it is based upon certain positions that you can find in time and space and in your orientation. In this video I will explain a couple of words that hang together. I already explained over before, so I have a small review of that one. And from over we go to VERRE, VERRE et VERRE. VERRE, a Dutch word, VERRE, a French word, et VERRE, a French word, but both in a different writing. Let's go and have a look what all these words mean and how they are directed from the letter positions alone. As I already told you a few times before, there are three categories. The first category is the looking for the correct positions in space. There you can make the connections, you can find the positions, you can find the places of the objects you want to work with. Or there is a change, and then you have to follow the directions. Which directions are there? And these directions moves you to a different place. There are the changes. You follow the changes, changes over time, changes in time. You follow them. It's very simply like that. Last category of complexity of letters are requesting from you an adaptation to your way how you look at things. You see them positions are not exactly where they are, where you expect them to be. They're also not moving towards where you expect them to be moving towards. So there's a part that you don't see very well, and then you have to adapt your vision despite not knowing the positions, despite not knowing the directions, but you know what it is about. So that is changing your position itself towards what you are looking at. That's one of the signals that you can have from some of the letters. This H letter is a signal. Ping! Go that direction. Ping! It's like in traffic. The language is like traffic, and it just leads you to where you need to go. It's not just an association of a word and then you have an image. Ping! No, it's also a direction. You have this image for a reason. I named this and this way for a reason, and I want you to go into that direction for a reason. So the words that I already talked about last time was over, and over had letters that were also about repositioning your vision. Please change a little bit your direction. Follow the changes and follow the position. So make a repositioning. Over was about a repositioning. I will resume it once more how I explained it before, and then a better view of it as if it is a mathematical truth. I will also explain it like that. So here you have the image I had before. So you had an environment on top, you had the object itself, the square, the environment on top, which was used to connect yourself to move the material from one place over the environment to another place, a small environment, and over the border you connected to it. And that's basically this drawing, which is explaining the over. Over from via the environment, you move your position of your viewpoint on the material towards a smaller position somewhere else. That's the over. So if you don't like it, get over it. Then we have the next letter, so it's still the same thing. Over is still there, but it's I mean, without the environment, but it's the VERRE is over it, is left over. The VERRE has double R, so it has it goes over. This movement goes in two directions, so you have a movement in two directions in an area which also has 2 times the E. So even if it is not necessary, the A is like a movement on a square, let's say, in the square, on a one plane. If it has a double E, there are 2 planes, so it's let's see, you can have a 3-dimensional object very easily with these doubling of movement. So you have the VERRE, which means it's French for glass. It's already something of the movement that you can have with the glass. So the glass, how you could move it and how it is built up and so on. Everything is already vaguely there by this description. But not only that, there are more associations. The associations of the V and the R are also about displacements. So the V says that the content is able to move. And the R says how it is able to move. The content can move via the border. So all these things, it's the full movement of the glass, the content which can move from the glass to somewhere else. The last is very small, so it can be somewhere else, somewhere. To your mouth, for instance. To somewhere unknown. Doesn't matter where it's go to, but you can have the content removed, move somewhere else, move some new content in, and so on. You have the VERRE in all its conditions. Let's go to the next word. VERRE exists as well. It's Dutch word. It's just V, E, and R. So we have the same thing, VERRE. So we have the object of focus, the square, and because of the movement towards an unknown point, which doesn't matter where it is, it's somewhere, again, it's somewhere. It's the word VERRE means far. In letter combinations, it means somewhat like it's beyond reach. It doesn't matter where it is, but it is somewhere very far away. It's far away, yes, that's what the meaning is. And how do you see that? We have the V, the displacement of our focus of the material. It goes beyond it breaches actually the limits of our vision. So the R lets it goes beyond our vision. The is the small space of the breach, and actually it doesn't mean much more. With the VERRE you had much more 3-dimensional interactions, and you had of course a lot more possibilities, but with VERRE alone, it's just far away, it's somewhere, and you don't know where it is. There's another word which is also French, and it's called VERRE, but it's written differently. It's with V, E, R, and T, just one letter extra. With the T extra, you can get the movement finalized that it ends in T. So the T is What does it mean? The T means it's back into our reach. It's within our reach. We can use it. The T is actually going back to the material and says like, oh yes, I have here material that I can use. So once again, you are able to connect to it. And so there are connecting possibilities of that which could not be reached before. So in a way, it was somewhere far away, the unreachable, the red light, the no, I don't know what it is, it doesn't matter maybe, but I don't know. And now I know, it's the green light, and VERRE means green. Now this is a bit coincidental, but the psychology is there. It's a signal. A word is a signal. It means VERRE, so VERRE, green, and the green is meant to have also not just a physical quality of a degree, a certain degree, which you can hardly know why does it have this degree of green, red, blue. It's all color, and I don't know what the differences are between these colors. We don't know. Now, I know, because I also wrote a book about the colors. And one of the last videos, I also explained not just the basics of the psychological effects, but also where the colors appear. They always appear at a certain stage, a physical stage, where there is a need to express itself via these colors. In a way like here. Now this is the time where we need green, not red, we need green. So where does it fit in the system? Let's say it's within the yin and yangs of formations. There's a certain stage where the formations say, oh, here the green is useful to attract the next stage. So what are the stages? I will tell them again. And I will tell them a bit differently. Like I always do, I never tell things exactly the same twice. I hope I don't. That would be boring. But here are the basic colors of the color attractions of the color attraction scheme. And here I also have terms, not also only with the physical associations, but also with the degrees of connections. And how can these colors be expressed? How are they expressed most of the time in nature? You know that white is the light, with everything is as loosely connected as it can, as the matter is as loosely connected as it can. The light has the highest speed, goes everywhere. It's ideal to express the minimal of connections. That's the white light. It's also used for theory. It's used for a lot of things. I shouldn't go too deep into that. But okay, that's the equation that you can see there. It's divided by. So it is you are dependent, only dependent from it but in a way it's also dependent as little as possible. The gas is more the next stage, where it is binding so much with each other that the whole environment is already making a connection, but it's a loose connection. You have the term that you can use here, the minus, so you exclude certain things here, so that the exclusion is a way of thinking that you can use in the blue. In the ratio you also use exclusion, so that you can distinct as much elements as you can that are not connected, but they are interconnected in a way that they remain somewhat independent. The absence of colors is 2 times minus, that's the minimum, that's gray. Then you have the connections themselves are the multiplication, so that's the connection making equation is, of course, this equation, it's the multiplication. When more is added, that's of course the plus, that's how it is sensed in your emotions as well. It's the positive thing in a way, so it's something is added, and the maximum that can be added is there as well. That's the purple, that's the saturation of colors themselves, the saturation, and it's actually it's more ultraviolet, but that's more something of the theory. But that's more or less what it is. So where is the green now in this part? The green is, and it's like the yellow, they are the interconnections between two worlds, the absence of colors, or the absence of elements are now trying to reconnect together. So there was an absence, so we didn't know anything, just like the face, like we didn't know anything. Now we're starting to reconnect the things via matter. That's the green part. Like the yellow, it is getting there's a certain independency there, but here it is a dependency. The green is the dependency of the matter. You connect matter. It basically says, oh, I know now certain things. It didn't work for anything. It was an absence of everything. But now I have some elements I can use, and I can use them to connect. So it's a giving it a go. You connect to it. You can connect to it physically, like you have the green, which is still the gray area of plants, but it is connecting via the color green with matter. That's what it basically does. So how does this connect to the word? And that was a very dangerous area that I involved it, but when I know more or less, it's not always easy to describe. When I know more or less where the colors appear, in which phase they appear, when they are needed, there can also be a way to describe the same thing, and that's what it does with the color name VERRE. It does the same thing. So it says there was an absence of everything. There was something unreachable, not really the red light, it's just absence, it's colorless, you could say as well. And then finally it's within reach. You are able to connect from the absence of color. Now you can connect. The green is describing the same thing with letters. It's connecting where there was nothing that could be connected before, or not at least within reach. Now this comes finally within reach. That's a description of vert or green, as you can name it. It was a dangerous territory to philosophize in this area, where you have colors as associations, which are not normally associated by something which is not physical at all, or have only some degree. And how do you describe this degree? For most people it's so completely vague what this can be, but I had it thought over, and I can do something with it, and I can describe the letters and the letter combinations in the same way as the tickling of green does to you, and what it does to your psychology, what it does to the physical conditions that says, oh no, I can use it. I have VERRE. It's a potential. I have VERRE. And that's a description which is done with a word, and it is exactly what it is and what it needs, and that fits there where it should fit. Take it or leave it. Drink the verre. Give it a go with VERRE. Or is it beyond your reach? Is it too VERRE? Get over it and check the video a couple of times again. There are reasons behind letter combinations. There are demonstrations as well. There are suggestions that certain things work and other things will not work. Some other things are known and some other things are not known. Some other things are within reach and others are not within reach. But they are all busy trying to connect you and your mind to what it has as an intention to express in these worlds. Connect to what is in there. I have chosen these words to connect you to these aspects. Follow them, and I have a reasoning followed up with these words which I needed for my reasoning. Basically, this is all about language, about communication, and about trying to connect to the ideas beyond these words and expressions that are chosen for specific reasons to get you into the positions that guide you towards the connections that I intended to connect you to. Thanks again for watching. Bye bye.